Hey.
Amen, amen. So, oh, oh, give me a second, give me a second. Oh, 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 oh. All right, all right, man. First of all, I wanna thank you for coming up on the show. I deeply apologize for the delay that was caused. Um, in general, that was a little bit unprofessional by my part, so I want to apologize to you.
It's okay.
Oh no, no worries.
Yeah, no sweat. We've just been here playing Melee. I think we've been playing for about like 4.5 hours. You know, just kind of getting some practice in. So, no big deal. We've been having some fun matches over here, and some people may have tuned in to see us on my channel as well. They were listening in as Mewtwo King was going on. So no sweat.
All right, man. I'm glad to know. I was actually feeling pretty bad.
That's okay. It's okay. I
Fine.
appreciate you having us on here tonight.
All right,
Absolutely.
man. So first of all, thanks for coming up. How was your day, guys, so far? Did you guys have a pretty good day or
You want to
anything?
start
Yeah,
first? You can go ahead.
pretty good. Slightly sleep deprived, but was able to get work done and everything, and came over here.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I've had an early day. I start on Fridays. I start at 5:30 in the morning, so
Yes.
it was a little bit of a lengthy day, but it's all good.
Awesome.
We have a fun day tomorrow. I got a hike planned with a couple of the New England players, so we're all gonna meet up tomorrow morning and go out to do that.
Yo, hiking is so hype, dude. I want to do that at least one time. Like, I remember when you guys talked about that on this thread on one of the Facebook groups. I was like, yo, can I come in, guys? Even though I'm like really far away, I'm like 6 hours away from this, and like, there's no way I can make it there in time. Can I come still somehow?
Yeah,
uh,
I saw that.
Absolutely.
I saw your comment on that. You know, we'd love to have you, man.
all right, I'll make sure to go there at least one time.
Yeah,
Just
next time we do it, we'll let you know. You know, when we decide to go hike Mount Washington and have a tournament afterward, we'll invite you because that's a plan, by the way.
oh, that's hype. I'm absolutely down for that. Some weekend. I'm absolutely down.
Yeah, and it will be easy to get housing. Pretty much a
Absolutely.
guarantee. There's lots and lots of people that can do that here.
Yep.
That's awesome. Then I'll make sure to clean up the schedule and make it there then.
All right.
Awesome.
So first of all, the first question for both of you guys will be, when did you guys first started to get involved into Smash Bros community?
Okay. Well, Kyle is the older of the two of us as far as the community goes. So you can go ahead.
I would say 2004 was when I started to go to tournaments. The first tournament I went to was MLG Boston. I've been around for a really long time. There's definitely been periods where I was pretty inactive, but um, like during summers, I try to get more into Smash, especially when I don't have to worry about school as much.
I did
Right?
not know that. 2004. I
Yeah.
actually did not. Okay.
That's a long
Now,
time. That's
wait.
10 years.
MLG
Mm,
Boston.
yeah.
We're sharing a headpiece so we don't echo. Anyway,
Mhm.
sorry, somebody asked in the chat. Um, so I didn't MLG Boston. That would be awesome if they brought that back. So I hope if somebody from MLG was watching, bring
Oh
back
yeah.
MLG Boston because you will have huge numbers.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a great location. As I recall back then, there weren't very large numbers because
Hmm.
like it was my first tournament and yeah, I don't remember how many people ended up going. I'm gonna guess definitely less than 100 though. But now it would be so much bigger than that because Boston is just filled with so many smashers.
Yeah, we had that huge NSA 2 tournament, over 200 people recently, and that's just like about half of them were all Boston players.
Mhm.
Now, as far as answering your question about how long we've been playing, I got into the competitive scene in August of 2005. So I've been playing since then. I found out about it from GameFAQs, and then eventually found Smashboards in like January of '06. But you know, there's like the compendium of Smash knowledge on GameFAQs, which has wave dashing and all that in it, and that's what started me in the scene.
Wow, game facts. That's such a have plays brings me back so many memories because every time I will get a new game, I will go over to game facts and just be like, what's the tricks for this game?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just such an old place to just hang out around. Like, and I miss that place a little bit. Um,
yeah. That the Smash Brothers board used to be super active there, but now it's not.
I
It's just
remember
not.
like in the really old days of Smash, there were some free for all guides or something
Oh
for
my
like how to play
goodness.
characters. Like there was some ice climber guide and like how to handle free for alls, and it was pretty funny.
I would love to see somebody dig those up. Just get Mewtwo King's feedback on those.
Oh yeah,
there's a strategy to free for alls, man. You have to make sure to not do so well, but in the end, just show up your true side at the end
Right.
to win.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a free for all metagame, definitely. It's pretty funny.
And it's not
Wait on the
20xx.
ledge. Just wait on the ledge.
Yeah, at Anime Boston, this was for Brawl actually.
Mhm.
There was a free for all tournament, and
Oh
like
god.
I had free for all with Dark and like two other people. It was pretty bad, but it was definitely funny.
Oh man, I remember this is like back in '08. My friend picked up Pet, right? And he was
Mhm.
like playing this free for all tournament with Wiimotes and stuff because they didn't allow GameCube controllers for some random reason. I don't understand why, but it doesn't matter.
So bad.
And he picked up Pit, right? And then he started like just planking on the ledge, shooting arrows, and they couldn't do anything to him because he just literally spammed nairs and uppers and in Brawl, Pit's upper actually sends people backwards, so he will gimp them like that.
That's too good.
Yeah, and then he just won the tournament easy without barely losing one stock.
That's
He's
the way to do
dominated.
it.
He's just dominated for no reason. Alright, so now I'm gonna move on to a different question for each of you guys. Who would like to go first?
I'll take it.
Okay. I see you. Okay. Okay. Woof, woof.
Hey, he's had two already.
Alright, man. Now first of all, I want to congratulate you for being one of the most dedicated TOs I ever seen so far. Like, goddamn, dude. Like, you making so much work. When I went to um one of the tournaments that you hosted on, if I'm not mistaken, it was this Tuesday one, right?
Game
And
over. Yes.
yes, and you hosted that like really well. Like I was really impressed of how you run the tournament. You were really strict. You really put out your voice in there. You really made sure that the tournament was very, very attended the whole time. I was really impressed because Ivy had the chance to host a couple tournaments, and it can be a really, really stressing activity. And I don't think that people appreciate it enough. But the fact that
Mhm.
you make the work so professional and so efficient, I really commend you for it, especially because the NE scene's been growing so well and so professionally that you've been a great part of it, and you've been really improving the community as a whole, not only your regional one. So props to you, man, for everything else.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's been pretty neat. As of late, it's been more people have been noticing what's been going on in New England, and I'm really happy about that. It's been I've been hosting tournaments in this region since 2007. I was like 15 years old. I started hosting my first tournaments, and since then, at first they were awful, and you can hear all sorts of stories. My favorite one is putting Korean DJ and PC Chris in first round bracket as a joke, and and PC won, and I was like, no, I was just kidding, guys. So you're not actually going to, I'm actually going to put you on opposite sides of the bracket, and that was the last time PC ever came out to a tournament I hosted.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I've been doing tournaments in New England since '07, and I'm very happy about where the region is right now. Our Facebook group, New England Melee, we just passed 1,000 members in that group, and I'm really happy about that. I think that puts us in like one of the in the top section for the largest regional Melee groups, which is really great. There's a lot more that we want to do, of course. And as more larger companies get into it, I hope some of them really, put their eyes on New England, because I would love to work with any of them and really put something big out there. Because right now, we just actually had the largest tournament, the largest Melee tournament New England's ever seen, and that was NSA 2 with 227 or 26 individual singles entrants. So I was pretty happy about that, and I think that's really just the beginning for what's coming up for New England. So, thank you.
That's awesome to know. I'm very glad you've been working so hard and everything with the results and everything. So, for the first question to you, man, what will you say? What kind of advice will you recommend to upcoming TOs that want to improve their scene, like what would be the steps that you would recommend them? So because we're in this big movement that we want to grow as a community, want to be the next big thing. We want to become esport, and I think we're closer than ever. This is the biggest the Smash community has ever been, ever. And I feel that everyone wants to be a part of this movement. I'm personally doing my part on the role that I'm playing, which is content producer, top player representation, and I'm trying to do the best that I can in my respective role. And I really feel there's a lot of people that really want to, discover their own role and do the best they can. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that want to take, take the lead, and lead their scene to a bigger light, and TOing is very, very you know, not underrated, but people don't really see has, all the stuff that goes back in the, in the background for that activity, because most people just look at the TO and I don't think that goes on that much, but people don't really know how much effort they put into running tournaments, and I really can, stress that point enough, because it really is like I'm pretty sure you put a lot of weeks and months of effort into running NSA2, but people don't really know about that. That's why I've been encouraging mostly a lot of TOs to write blogs and make posts about their stories and journeys, so people can know how it really is. I'm pretty sure that if you started a blog series about your tournament, how you run tournaments, how they happen, how you find venues, how you do everything, people will be like, damn. I mean, I will totally, tell you to do that, which I'm doing right
That's a
now.
pretty darn good idea, I gotta say.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Well,
you have to remember that the reason people don't know is because no one tells them.
mhm.
That's the only reason, and so that's one thing. And so, what kind of advice will you give out to people trying to, do the TO and job efficiently?
Sure. Well, setting up a tournament is relatively simple, but actually making sure the event runs smoothly, that's where the harder part comes in. Anyone can just say, "Hey, I'm going to run a tournament at whatever location." If you are using a LAN center or a video game store, what you want to do is just give them a call, and if you're established already within your community, that's really good. If not, you're really going to kind of have to put your neck out there and say, "Hey, there's a really large and thriving community for this game out there, and I'd love to try to get into your venue." Make it about the venue, that you're wanting to work with the venue and help them grow as a business by bringing in Smash players. That's a really big selling point for some venues, especially if you're not an established TO. But even if you are already, you need to approach it that way. But you'll also be able to approach it by saying, "Hey, I've done these events. I can tell you these are the numbers that we're going to get. This is what we'll want to stream." But so from the starting point, you don't have any of that. So you really want to try to make it about working with the venue to the best that you can. You can, of course, also just do something at your house. Have a little Smash Fest or something like that. But once you actually have a venue for a tournament, and really just phone calls and in person. That's all you have to do is just go to the venue or call them, ask to speak with the manager on shift, and call a couple times. If you don't hear back from you, say, "Hey, I'd like to run this tournament." "Hey, that's kind of interesting." "Well, all right. Well, I'll get back to you." And you don't hear from the store in a week or so. You call them again. Squeaky wheel gets the grease, and that's exactly how it works, guys. Once you actually have the venue, you don't want to obviously announce it before anything is solidified. You don't want to say, "Hey guys, we might be doing a tournament here." You want to make sure it's solidified. Say, so you have the venue. You want a rule set, of course. Apex, Big House, those are really good ones to build off of, but you do want to review them. You don't want to copy and paste them, of course. You want to review them and make sure that you agree with everything on there. Every TO has their own little taste. So if you want to change the rule set a little bit, that's not a big deal. But there are certain things that you shouldn't break, of course, like the stage list and 4 stocks and stuff like that. Nobody's going to go to your tournament if you have 2 stocks, 3 minutes. Actually, they might.
Yeah.
After that, you want to take to social media to promote it. Our Smash Bros is a great resource for that. GameFAQs, Smashboards, and Facebook right now are 2 of the biggest opportunities that you'd have to promote your tournament. I've had people come out to events just from quickly seeing a post on Smash Bros. And think, wow, I didn't even know there was a tournament in my area. That's amazing. I'm going to go. And then they show up, and it's like, their first tournament ever, which is really, really cool to see. So, you definitely want to make sure you put it on each avenue for the maximum amount of people to see it. If you have any proficiency with graphics, you definitely want to try to create some sort of logo or image that you can use on a consistent basis. It's not something that I personally have a lot of expertise with, so it's not, not sort of something that I can give you a lot of examples from my own doing. But, it's definitely something that if you're able to do it, you want to get some graphics and things like that out there. Streams are very important for your events, and it's all about reaching the maximum number of people. And you can never expect to have a large turnout on your first time. That just won't happen. So you need to sort of establish yourself. After running a few events, that's when you can kind of start reaching out to other players and saying, hey, this is what we're doing, you should really come out, it's a great event, once you get good feedback from the players as well. And to do that, of course, you have to run a solid tournament. And running the tournament, that's where the headaches come in. And if you didn't think, oh, that was enough, running the tournament is the hard part. And that's where it comes down to, you need to make sure you have setups, so you need to network among the players in your region, make sure you know who's coming with TVs. For me, it's the worst feeling possible, being at a tournament and having absolutely no idea how many TVs you're going to have. Somebody's pointing out in the chat, yeah, hire Gimmer to do your stream. That also works. But you need to have an idea of what you're expecting for setups and for TVs at your tournament, so you can sort of start plotting out how it's going to be going. If you're going to run pools, you need to have probably for a 50-plus man tournament, if you want to run pools, I would say you need at least 16 TVs, at least 16 full setups. And if you don't have that, you're really overreaching. So it's also about knowing sort of what limits you have as a TO. Running the bracket, there's a lot of things out there that you'll be able to read up upon for bracket methodology. Personally, I find that you run winners round 1, winners round 2, losers round 1, losers round 2, losers round 3, and then transition back into winners round 3 as the best part to start out a bracket. You put people into losers, and then you run through 3 rounds of losers and you eliminate people. And that way you have less people to manage, and it makes it a little easier for you on that front. Making sure everybody knows what TVs to go to, and queuing people up if you don't have enough TVs is very, very helpful. Say you only have 6 TVs, you call 6 matches, and then, I'll call another 6 matches and say, all right, when this TV's done, play on it. When this TV's done, play on that one. And that's really, really good for helping you organize your people a little easier. So, whatever you can do to reduce stress on that, you definitely want to look toward.
That's a lot of really good advice for TO, and especially queuing up one. That's like really big. I really appreciate the advice. Oh, you can go on. You can go.
Yeah, I ended up doing that method. That's actually sort of new that I started to do, but I ended up running a 64-man tournament in about 3.5 hours or so, using that queuing method. So you can really run through a bracket, if you're super focused on it. And in turn, your players will say like, "Wow, that was a really smooth tournament. That was a really good experience. I'm definitely going to come out to the next one." And of course, the person aspect of it, the people aspect, I guess. Shake hands with everybody. Say hello. Get to know their names. You're not going to remember them at first, but eventually you will kind of train the part of your brain that is focused on memory, specifically, memory of, I guess, names and faces. He can tell you more about that, I'm sure. But that's extremely important. Get to know people, shake hands, say hello every single chance you can get. If they're a new face to your tournament, say, "Oh wow, is this your first tournament? Is this your first time coming out?" While you're interacting with them, if you have a Facebook group, we have New England Melee on Facebook, and I plug that wherever I can. because I'm trying to grow it to the best I can. And if you're hosting a tournament, you should be trying to grow your region. I mean, I don't know why else you'd host a tournament, because you're not going to get money out of it. That's not going to happen. You're not making any money. So you definitely want to be aiming to grow your region and do something really positive for the community around you, because you'll feel great about it too. But you know, if you have a Facebook group, hey, thanks for coming out, and you can definitely join the Facebook group, and you can see all the other events coming up in the area. So you know, it's definitely important to interact with every single attendee as well, because that makes them feel a lot more welcome in addition to everything else.
It definitely is a lot about the experience to keep around people. If they have a bit bad first experience, yeah, you're probably gonna lose that person forever.
Yeah, exactly. If somebody comes out to a tournament, they're like, "Wow, that was shit. I'm not coming by again. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen." You know, you don't ever want that. You don't want ever. It breaks my heart when I see somebody who comes out to their first tournament, and you'll see it. You know, like one memory that I have is it was this girl who came out to a tournament, and she must have been a high school girl. I know she I think she was friends or acquaintances with another one of the girls who came and participated in that tournament. She didn't really seem too comfortable interacting with other people, and maybe that was just, you know, general shyness. You know, being plopped into a video game tournament when you've never been to one before, you know, that's gonna kind of shake some people. So she just didn't really interact with people. When it came time for pools, she was already set on leaving. You know, it was like, oh, well, I haven't played at all. This is crap. What am I doing here? And you know, and I had offered. I'm like, well, I can organize it so that you play every single one of your pools matches in a row. And you know, she was like, no, I'm just gonna go. You know, I ended up giving her a refund, and you know, so that's just something that happened like 3 years ago or something. But it really sticks out in my mind as an experience that you don't want any of your participants going through. So with that, I mean, I think I've been rambling plenty, so I'm going to go ahead and throw over this one to Kyle now. Any questions you might have for him, or?
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for the very detailed answers. I'm very happy that you take TOing as a very serious task, because you should be. So props to you for that. Now, moving over to Kyle. Now, the first point that I wanna get with you is your involvement in the Smash Bros. Documentary. Now, your narrating of the events really made for myself and a lot of people the you know, watching the documentary a great thing. You know, because you gave a lot of really good insight. A lot of really clever comments and so on. So one thing that really, you know, I wonder about is how do you come up with the involvement for the Smash Bros. Documentary? How did it happen? First of all.
So yeah, I appreciate the compliments. So how it started was Travis originally released sort of a pilot episode of one tournament in particular, which was Game Over, and that was kind of the tournament, if you guys are familiar with the documentary, which had Asin versus Ken for the first time. So it was really kind of a big deal. And when Travis released this pilot episode, I thought it was extremely well done. I think he feels otherwise now, but I thought it had tons and tons of potential. And I was reminded a lot of something like King of Kong, which was another documentary on sort of the arcade community, and it's all just about Donkey Kong. But I thought this could potentially be better than that, which was already an extremely successful movie. So Travis had also said in the video he wanted any Smasher to contact him that had involvement with the community over the years, that knew it pretty well. And I knew a decent number of Smashers over the years, and I thought it made sense to contact him, especially when I knew that he wanted to work with Korean DJ. So, because like Dan and I go way back. So, yeah, I was able to talk about that, talk about Isaiah, talk about Ken, talk about Chris. Like, I knew a lot of those guys pretty well. So I was less familiar with some of the new Smashers, like Mango I saw once at a Brawl tournament, I think, but that's about it. And Jason Mewtwo King I have seen a number of times, and I made a few comments, but when he really became a successful player, my involvement with the community was a little bit less. I was kind of too focused on school at that point. But yeah, sorry, that was kind of a long answer to your question.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So now, when it came over to the actual your actual involvement in the Smash Bros.
Uh-huh.
Documentary, how do how what was your mentality through the whole process?
Um, so when Travis contacted me and said that he was interested in talking with me and filming for a little bit, I was definitely interested in doing that. So I went down to his place and we filmed for a little while. He just asked me different questions about my experience and my experience with a number of the players who played key roles in the documentary. Um, and my approach was really just kind of answering to the best of my ability. What you don't see is that just how much time Travis put into these interviews, because I'd say that my total film time was probably less than 10 minutes in the documentary, but we spent a long time filming. And so I'm sure he spent way, way more time with the key members of the documentary. So it was amazing how much time he put into that, and it was really impressive stuff.
I agree greatly. When I was interviewing him early on, I made sure to congratulate the man uh, a lot about everything. He definitely
Mm-hmm.
put in, like, he was telling me how he almost got mugged, and then he was assaulted by a guy that,
Yeah, it's
instead of like saying I have a gun or anything, not only did he say he had a gun, but he pulled out a needle and said, "If you approach me, I'll have AIDS. I have AIDS, so I'll
Oh,
make sure
oh
to."
yeah,
yeah,
the AIDS hobo in the Boston subway. I remember that. Okay.
and that turned out to be true. That guy actually had AIDS,
Oh
according to Travis.
Jesus,
So
that's
That's
scary.
that's
that's
why I'm
really
like,
scary.
yeah, and Sandbox decided to duel with him to have the documentary come up for us. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know, dude. He put his life in risk for his match community. Like, what else do you want from him?
I know. How could you ask for anything more than that?
I can just imagine Sam like, I almost got AIDS for you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So Kyle, see you have a lot of movements right now with the Smash Bros. Community. You especially got me really, really hyped with your book project. Basically, can you give us a little more insight onto that?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I've been very, very happy with how many people have been interested in being interviewed for it. I've gotten a lot of feedback and a lot of comments. And to give you an idea of the book, I did sort of make an announcement about it on Smashboards and the Melee and on the Facebook group, which seems to be a really good place to talk about things, Smash related. But I'm going to be writing a book on digital technology along with some colleagues. I'm in grad school right now for clinical psychology. So the book is going to be published by Oxford, and it's a pretty big company and everything. So I'm kind of happy about that. But why this is relevant to the Smash community is that I am going to be able to write a chapter just on professional and competitive gaming. So that part's kind of a big deal for the Smash community, I feel. And it's really going to be a chance for the scientific community to see what competitive and professional gaming is all about. So I feel like that has the potential to draw a lot of funding and potentially draw attention from just this country a little bit more.
I'm actually very excited about it, and I hope to contribute as much as I can towards it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So I remember that you mentioned that you visited Japan with Ken and crew over the
Mm-hmm.
dock. Now, can you insight onto that? Because I was like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah, that was a amazing, amazing event. What the original plan was after the FC3 tournament, um, basically a ton of the U.S. players were talking about going to Japan for this tournament that Ryota Captain Jack was hosting, and Matt just pulled up information on it. So what ended up happening though was that pretty much everybody backed out at the last second, with the exception of Ken, Isaiah, Bach, and myself. So it just ended up being the four of us going, along with some Australian players, Shaz and Stella. So yeah, it just ended up being a few of us that went, but it was an amazing event. And I guess what the documentary didn't get to talk about so much is that there wasn't really a mention of Masashi, who was considered, along with Captain Jack, the best players in Japan. But Captain Jack had said that there was no player that was ever able to beat Masashi more than 50% of the time. So a lot of the United States players saw this as a chance to test which country was kind of better. And obviously, you can't make that determination based on one tournament, but that's people still thought it was going to be a really big deal, and it was. So,
But you didn't even place. You didn't even get top 25.
Did you check result?
Yes.
I ran into Isaiah in losers.
That sucks. That sucks.
Masashi got third. It was Ken, Bomb Soldier, Masashi. It was top 3. Isaiah got... What did Isaiah get? Where is Isaiah? Isaiah didn't get top 25.
Yeah, he lost to Captain Jack.
Oh, man. Isaiah didn't even get
The bracket was kind of stacked in certain ways. But yeah, there really wasn't much seeding. So there were some upsets. Yeah, so I don't know how many people remember this, but Isaiah got knocked into losers in the first round, and that's why I had to fight him so early in the tournament, and that sucked.
Oh man, who did you
lose
lose
got
to?
your money back.
He lost to a Dr. Mario player, and it wasn't one of the really high-level ones. Like, I don't know what happened with that match, but I think Isaiah's infamous sandbagging may have been occurring.
Oh man, somebody actually put the Jack Garden tournament results up to claim on the Smashboard's ranking ladder.
What? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so,
I bet
that makes no
80%
sense.
of those players don't play anymore.
No, only 4 people have claimed their spot. Ken got 200 points for first at that.
That's
What?
ridiculous.
That's
That makes no fucking sense, dude.
Oh, that's whack.
Alright.
I don't know
Alright.
what
I'm trying to find the original thread on Smashboards, but it's hard. I don't know. They didn't put anything up past 17th place, so anyone who got 25th or anything less, it's not online.
Man, that's
Bummer.
crazy. Alright, man. Now we've been over the 30-minute mark around here. I'm gonna ask you guys a couple more questions, and we'll have to wrap it up. Okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Alright, man. Now I'm gonna make another question to you, Matt. Now, what do you hope to accomplish for Smash on what's left for the year?
Well, each summer we usually have a circuit in New England, so I hope to be doing another one of those. I've spoken with a couple of tri-state TOs, and I'm hoping to make a couple of their tournaments qualifiers. Of course, I haven't. That was a couple months ago that I had spoken to them, so could probably use a little bit of refreshing with them. But I'm hoping to sort of create a northeast circuit for Smash, and it's a very bare bones. Just, you have your streams, you have your players get qualifying points, and you have your championship events, which the points will impact the championship event. Like you can skip pools if you are beyond a certain point threshold or something like that. So having another New England, or if we get tri-state Northeast summer Smash circuit, as we call it, the Nest circuit, between probably June and August, I'd like to do another one of those this year. Hopefully have NSA 3 in the fall, and we may be able to actually interact with other communities of that one. NSA 2 was just Melee and PM, and recently I've begun to network with some of the fighting game hosts, Marvel and Street Fighter hosts in the Boston area, and so we may actually see a Smash Brothers and Marvel event, Smash and FGC event in Boston sometime this fall. Of course, that's wishful thinking for now, but I'm really hoping. Smash 4 is another thing that's on my radar right now that I'm really hoping we can start to gear up within New England. I know of a couple people have have setups for like a Wii U setup already, and plan to get Smash 4 when it comes out for the Wii U, but it's going to be tricky. I obviously want to hit the ground running with that. I want to be able to have events for Smash 4 as soon as possible after the game comes out. Like Melee, PM, Smash 4, or just like Melee and Smash 4 or something like that. Because it's going to be, every region should be getting ready to hit the ground running as soon as that game comes out. You want to have you want to be the one who has the first tournament. So those are probably the biggest things. Maybe getting maybe 1.5K members in the New England Melee group would be pretty sweet. At the rate we're going, I mean, we've gained 650 members since August, so chances are we might be able to see that or more by the end of this year if we continue at the rate of growth that we have. I also hope to do another Melee Games crew battle circuit for the colleges in New England, as I did this spring season, and to do that in the fall, where I already know 5 more schools want to get involved with that. So as opposed to the 10 we had in the Melee Games, the initial Melee Games, we're already looking at 15 involved for the fall. And if you don't know what the Melee Games are, I don't know if you can Google it, but look up on YouTube UMB for UMass Boston, UMB versus MIT on Video Game Boot Camp's channel, and you'll see the grand finals of this most recent Melee Games. It's basically a crew battle bracket that is schools only, colleges only. Great way to build your college scene. So if you have some colleges around your area that you want to build up, if anyone's in the chat as a TO, that's what you want to start doing. And finally, I don't want to give away too much, actually. There's one more big thing that I have for New England that I'm hoping to have out within the next month or so, but I don't want to give that away. So.
Alright, I'm very excited for what you just said, man. I'm very, very excited. Also,
Yeah,
can you guys
kind
give
of
me
threw a bunch of stuff at you.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you guys give me just 1 second? Someone's knocking the door.
Sure.
Alright, I'll be back.
Alright, so this is our chance. He's gone. This is ours. Chat, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Shout outs to everybody I know.
So this is now about Kirby Air Ride. It's a wonderful game on the GameCube Entertainment System. I don't know what year it came out, but I'm pretty sure it uses the same graphics engine as Super Smash Bros. Melee. The best mode to play it in is, of course, City Trial, and any of you aficionados out there will really know what I'm talking about.
They're putting it in Smash 4?
They are putting it in Smash 4, and that's just wonderful, isn't it? Only on the 3DS, however.
That's true.
But, anyway, Kirby Air Ride. Back to the initial point here. I really encourage any of you to bring it to tournaments, especially to nationals, and money match me because I will body you. That's all. Hey, I hear movement on Zero's end, so I think you might be back. Pretend like nothing happened, please.
Alright, I'm very sorry for leaving momentarily, but I'm back, guys.
Yeah.
Alright, so as I was saying, Matt, I'm actually very excited for what you just said. I think that with Smash 4, everyone's gonna be like on the train of host tournaments, get into the game, discover things. I think that the metagame for that is just gonna explode. I won't be surprised if we just randomly pop in on ESPN TV or some stuff.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I can see it happening, for sure.
Yeah, like maybe the smaller blogs on those sporting websites, you might be able to reach out to them for stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty hype. So, Kyle, for another question, what do you hope, kind of similar to Matt's question but in a different way, I can already see that what your next project for Smash is with the release of your build with Oxford, but like, what other project are you working on for Smash and that you would like to let people know about?
Okay, so, well, I can mention with the interviews, I had a tough time sort of figuring out who I was going to do the interviews of because I got so much feedback from people. And keep in mind that I didn't just contact people in the Melee community. I also reached out to a bunch of other games as well that are professional. So like StarCraft, League of Legends, things like that. What I thought was probably going to be the most fair method was I would just kind of post the questions on forums and pretty much anybody can respond to it. I don't see any reason why you can't. So if you send me your answers to the questions, I'll look through it. And if I really like some of your responses, I will email you back and ask if you want some of those comments to be put into the book. So yeah, feel free if you're interested in sharing. I'm happy to take a look at your responses to the questions. As far as other projects, the book is going to take up a lot of time, and school is going to take up a lot of time. During the summer, I'm hoping I can play some more Smash, and I'm definitely planning on making it out to MLG. So I look forward to seeing everybody there who's going to be there. And I do have sort of plans for some professional and competitive gaming studies. I think that's going to be pretty tough because it's difficult to get funding on sort of creative and unique projects at this time. But I think as time goes on, society is going to move more towards the direction of a place like South Korea, where professional gamers are treated like athletes are treated here. So I feel like it is kind of moving in that direction, especially if we start getting some attention from the scientific community and show that there are some positive benefits of professional and competitive gaming.
I'm actually excited for all of these guys. You guys are doing some great things for Smash, and I'm glad to have you in the community, guys. Very thankful.
Oh, thank you. You
Sure.
too.
And before we go, could I just throw out some plugs?
Wait,
If you don't
what?
mind?
Wait, what?
Before we go, could I just throw out a couple plugs if you don't mind?
Sure, absolutely. There's no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
As we're wrapping up, guys, you guys, if you guys want to say anything else before leaving, or post your Twitter links or Facebook links, you guys are allowed to do so. If you want to have post links, just send me the links on Skype, on the Skype call, and I'll make sure to post them on the chat for you guys. So yeah. Or
Okay,
Facebook.
I will do that.
Do Facebook, Matt. Do Facebook, actually.
Do Facebook. Okay, I'll send you a couple links over Facebook to post. But you know, follow me on Twitter, guys, at MattDotZeb. You can find me there, or on Facebook, facebook.com/MattDotZeb. If you have any questions about TOing or you know, playing Falco in a weird way, anything, I would love to answer anything you have. And if you are a player with the New England region, Brawl, PM, Melee, Smash 4, join us at facebook.com/group/New England Melee, because that is absolutely booming, and that's the hub of the New England community right now. So, you know, please join us there. Anything, Kyle?
All right. Yeah, I do not have Twitter at this point. I'm not a huge user of the social media. Maybe I should be. I don't really know. But yeah, if for whatever reason you want to contact me, have any interest in talking, I do use Facebook on occasion. Kyle Faust, Faust for the last name. So feel free to add me on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. And any questions you guys in the chat may have for either of us, please feel free to contact us on Facebook or contact me on Twitter and ask away, because I would love to hear from you.
Yep, likewise.
Awesome, guys, and I want to thank you both for hopping on the stream, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful night and a great hiking night tomorrow.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Zero,
thank you, you
and
too.
good luck to you on the remaining 13 hours.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us, and we really hope that you're able to continue to get all this money. It's a great thing that you're doing.
So far, we've gathered, I'll tell you right now, $1,236.
That's amazing.
What's the total on the donations in the Kickstarter right now?
We are
What's the total
halfway
on that?
through with $13,000.
$13,000?
It's unreal.
Wow.
Unreal.
Wow.
And we
And think of like,
yes.
oh, sorry. But just think about how much money that the Smash community was able to get for like the breast cancer research. I mean, that's something that the community should really be proud of. It's amazing to me that like people are able to raise money so quick for this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll let you go, Zero. Thank you so much, and you know, enjoy the rest of your stream.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
thanks again.
Have a great night,
Pleasure
guys.
talking to you.
Thanks.
You too.
Likewise. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.